Winter was coming to Dewey Square, and even though we had done well so far through the rains, it was clear that our summer tents were not up to the task. We had already secreted in 3 large military motorized tents. The cops were super pissed when we snuck in the big kitchen tent and erected it in the middle of the night. It was really a lot of fun. During the middle of a GA, a bunch of us snuck out the back, ripped down the old food tent like maniacs, and got the new one up before anyone knew what had happened. Now it was time for change of tactics. During the depositions, the fire chief had said that he was having trouble sleeping at night, worrying about us burning up in our unsafe little summer tents. We agreed, and so we announced to the world that we would bring in safe, winterized, fire-retardant tents, just like the fire chief wanted. So there was this fellow Lenny, who had gotten an Arctic tent donated to him, complete with burn sample and certifications of it being fire retardant. Lenny spent the night with me, and the plan was to bring the tent in the following day.
There's going to be a media event. We've invited all the television channels, the radio stations and so forth to bear witness to our best effort in good faith to comply with those requirements. The problem is that despite our best efforts in good faith to comply with requirements and stipulations spelled out by Chief Bart Shea, the police department will not allow us to bring those tents in.
And so Sage showed up in his truck with the tent in the back. I ran and got Lenny, who then promptly forgot the certificates at the 7-Eleven, and we had to turn around and go back and get them. But eventually we got on our way to Dewey Square. Did we know where we were going? Of course not. Nonetheless, I directed us to a spot just off of the square, saying we can at least stop here for the moment and unload the tent, which is exactly what we did, much against the wishes of an officer of the law.
He's illegally parked. We're going to move it as soon as we unload the tent. Okay, again, if I can have some units over here, please. Stop right here. Everybody stop right here. Okay.
It's not balanced. It'll fall over and hurt someone.
And in the midst of all that confusion, as the officer was trying to get rid of us, we managed to get the tent off of the truck onto a dolly which was not built for such a tent, and down past the Fed towards Dewey Square. At first it appeared as if there was hardly anyone there, but as we came around the subway station, we were engulfed in cameras. Superintendent Evans there would not allow us to bring the tent in, so John Ford climbed on top of the tent to ask why not.
No, this is a hypocrisy exposing media event. Show me what hypocrisy looks like. This is what hypocrisy looks like. Show me what hypocrisy looks like. This is what hypocrisy looks like.
Certificate of flame resistance.
Certificate of flame resistance.
Issued particles described on this certificate.
The particles described on this certificate
Have been manufactured with an approved flame retardant chemical.
have been manufactured with an approved flame retardant chemical
That was tested and passed the following codes.
that is tested and passed the following codes.
California State Fire Marshal Code. And is effective for the life of the fabric.
And it is effective for the life of the fabric.
So my question is,
Fire
Fire Marshal Bart Shea,
Marshal Mark Shea,
what gives?
what gives?
But the officers were intransigent, and so with 3 helicopters floating in the sky above us, we dragged our tent back to the street where Sage showed up with his truck, and after Angela led us in a final blessing of the tent, we loaded it onto the truck and Sage drove it away. A couple of hours later, a half-dozen of us met up with Lenny, took the truck back to his friend's house, unloaded the tent, and that is where it is to this very day.